Hello guys, welcome to the channel. Today in this quick video, we'll continue to learn Adobe Premiere Pro, and in this video, I'll show you how to add captions to your videos, clips on the timeline. When you're adding clips to the timeline and you want to add captions, for example, in different language, or you want to add some annotation to your videos, then it can be done in Adobe Premiere Pro real simple, and in this video, we'll learn how to do that. So let's get started, and before we start, if you're new to the channel, please take a second to click the subscribe button. This will help me a lot to grow my channel and bring you more interesting and helpful videos. Also, if you find this video helpful, give it a like. I appreciate it very much, and let's get started. Okay, so the first thing you want to do, you want to go ahead and start the Adobe Premiere Pro. I'm going to be using the 2020 version, but the process will be similar pretty much in any other Premiere Pro, except for maybe very old ones. The new one's going to have the similar interface and similar features. There might be some new features added later, but they're not really going to matter. We're just going to learn the basics of adding captions to your videos, so it will be very simple. Alright, so let's go ahead and start a new project. I'll call it How to Add Captions. I always try to keep my project organized. This way it will make it a lot simpler to work with. This way you're not going to get like a huge mess when you're working on a large project. I try to keep every folder separate. So I'm going to create a folder called Project Files. Select this folder. And then I'm going to call this project How to Add Captions in Premiere Pro. Press OK. So first of all, what I would like to mention, this is how you're going to see your workspace organized when you start Adobe Premiere Pro. You have a lot of panels that you don't need. I always try to organize my workspace as efficient as possible, so I'm going to show you how I like to organize it right now. I'm going to go ahead and switch to my regular Pulsar Tech Edit workspace. And this is how I like to organize it. It is a lot simpler. There is way less panels open that you never use. And you have a lot of area for the timeline. As you can see, the timeline is very huge, which gives you a lot of space to work with. This is going to be like your chopping board. If you're cooking, you need to have a lot of room on the table. You don't want to be cutting on a little space. So you want to make sure you have as much space as possible. And the timeline is going to be your chopping board because you need to cut, you need to edit. So you want to have as much room as possible. This is why I have allocated so much on the bottom of the screen for the timeline. But if you prefer to keep it on the top, you can also put it on the top. But I'm just going to keep it on the bottom. Then over here you get the project. Actually, we're going to move the project over here. Then this is going to be your program monitor and media browser. Over here you have your source monitor, you have your FX, FX control, and your project. So we're going to put some videos in this project right now and going to start working. So I'm just going to add one file for testing. As you can see, I have this 8-second clip. I'm just going to go ahead and throw it on the timeline. It's automatically going to create a sequence. So if you want to keep your files organized, always name the sequence so you know that this is the sequence. This is going to be a video for my review for a Comica microphone, so I'm just going to call it Comica mic. This way I know that this is going to be the sequence, but also it would be a good idea to create a separate folder, call it a sequence, and then just move this file to the sequence folder. Usually for this file I would create a bin called footage, but in this case this is going to be only one file, so I'm just going to keep it as is. I'm not going to move it. So let's go ahead and listen to this clip here.
And today we're going to have a look at an affordable yet quality Comica Boom X wireless mic set.
There we go. So it's very simple. Let's go ahead and add captions to this video. So for example, if somebody doesn't want to listen, or if somebody doesn't have speakers, then you can just read the captions, or you can add captions in different language if you would like as well. The first thing you need to do, you need to open the captions panel. Usually by default it's not open because it's not a very popular panel, and only if you need to add captions you will use it. So in this case it's not open. We need to open it up, and it's always located in the window menu. Then you just gotta go down and find the captions. As you can see, you have all the different panels over here in this window menu. So just click on it once. As you can see, it automatically has been added to this panel over here, or I should say to this part of the window. So this is the panel where we're going to be adding all the captions. So first of all, let's go ahead and zoom up the timeline so we can see a little bit better here. So using this panel, you cannot actually add any captions. You would think you would be able to add captions just going through this panel, but no, this is not the case. You have to go to the project panel, then go down to this icon right here where it says new item, then click on it, left mouse click. Then you have to add the captions layer. As you can see, you're just going to choose these captions. Over here, there are different types of captions that you can add. The CEA 608, teletext. These are all the different protocols. Some of them are used for TV broadcasting. So if you're making a video for the TV company or broadcasting company, you would need to get specifications for their captions because they have different requirements for captions. But for us, we'll just be using Open Captions. As you can see, it's on the very bottom. So let's just go ahead and click Open Captions. Here you got to find the time base, which is going to be the same frame rate as your sequence. And then the resolution for the caption is going to be the same as your sequence. As you can see, this is actually a 4K sequence. I should have probably took the Full HD, it would be easier to work with. But since it's a 4K, we'll just keep it as is. The pixel aspect ratio, you can keep the same. And then just click OK. As you can see, we have got the open captions over here. This is a file that you need to throw on the timeline. So go ahead and just grab it and throw it on the timeline. As you can see, it is added as a separate item on the timeline. And we can stretch it all the way where the speech is so we can work with it. Let's go ahead and just make it a little bit bigger so it's going to be easier to see. So this item on the timeline is where you're going to be adding all your captions. And now if you highlight this item over here and go to the captions panel, as you can see, we have all the settings for captions right now. So let's go ahead and listen to what I'm saying right now.
Today we're going to have a look at an affordable yet quality.
Today we're going to be having a look at an affordable yet quality. So this is going to be the first speech. I'm going to be typing what I said. So this is where you type in all the text that you want to appear in captions. Now let's check it out.
And today we're going to have a look at an affordable yet quality.
As you can see, the caption has disappeared sooner than I have ended talking. So if you want to make sure that the captions start and end when the speech starts and ends, you need to grab it by the end of this text box, as you can see when we get in this red icon, and just drag it to the end of the speech here. As you can see, this is where the speech ends. As soon as the speech ends, the captions disappear. And as soon as I start speaking, the captions appear. Let's try it again.
And today we're going to have a look at an affordable yet quality comic.
So this was the first captions that we added, or the subtitle if you want to call it. The second caption will be following.
Comica Boom X wireless mic set.
Comica Boom X wireless mic set. How to add a second caption? So we have to highlight this item again on the timeline. We gotta press the plus over here, and it's gonna appear another window where you can type another text. So we're gonna type in Comica Boom X wireless mic set. Wireless mic set. Okay. Now we have two captions already. But as you can see, these captions comes one after another. So this would be good if, for example, you have a very long sentence and you want to break it down into two captions, because if you make it too long, as you can see right now, it's not very long. You can still read it. But if you want to break it down into two, then you want to make sure that these two captions are next to each other because they will switch very fast. Look at this.
Quality comic.
As you can see, there was like a split second, one caption disappeared, another one appears. But because you can see over here, we have quite a large gap between two sentences. You want to make sure that you spread the captions as well so that the captions don't appear before one starts speaking. All you have to do is just gonna grab it with the left mouse click, grab it. As you can see, it's highlighted in gray right now, and just pull it over here. And then just like we did before, highlight it. You need to stretch it for the whole sentence. Alright, let's check it out.
Comica Boom X wireless mic set.
There we go. Was pretty simple. So let's go ahead and try it again, see how it worked.
And today we're going to have a look at an affordable yet quality Comica Boom X wireless mic set.
Pretty good. So this is basically how it's done. You can add hundreds of captions, and this is how it works. You can extend this file as long as you want. It could be like an hour long, But if you want to create another captions that will include different captions, for example, you want to have two different languages simultaneously, then what you would do, you click on the new item again, captions, again the same thing, click OK. So now you have two captions, and if you add another caption to this timeline, it's going to be a fully different caption, so you can add absolutely different text in another language, or you can have different information in the caption, and they could be located at different part of the screen. I haven't done that myself because usually you don't need to have two captions, but anyway, this is how it works. So let's just go ahead and remove this. But what I would like to show you again, for example, as you can see, the captions are pretty small. They look pretty small here, so you can always change the size of the captions. You can change the font of the captions. You can do a lot of different formatting for captions, like just like regular text. As you can see right now, we got the font Arial. You can change the font to any other font. You can change it to bold, italic, narrow, bold, whatever font option you have. Then you can change the size of the font. As you can see right now, it's set at 76. So for example, I'm going to set it at 100. As you can see, the captions become much bigger. Having the captions like this will allow you to see them better because the small captions are pretty hard to read. So I prefer to have captions that are going to be easier to read, but that would still fit on the screen. So let's check it out.
And today we're gonna have a look at an affordable yet quality Comica Boom-X.
I think those are pretty small, so I think the 100 would be pretty good for the 4K footage. Then you can also do some other settings as well, such as edge, line spacing. You can align it to the center, to the right, to the left. You can make it bold, italic. So all this is just the text formatting. But if you want to go ahead and move the text, this is where you need to move the text over here. As you can see, it's all in percentages. And this means it's in the percentages of the screen. For example, if the whole screen vertically is 100%, so 8% would be 8% from the bottom, 50% would be in the middle. Let's check it out. So if I put 50%, oh, this is actually X. For example, as you can see right now, it's 91%. If I go down to 60, it will go to the middle. Usually the captions are located at the bottom of the screen. They're never located at the top. You just got to keep it a little bit above the bottom of the screen so that's still going to be readable, because sometimes on the very bottom of the screen you have the playback controls. You don't want to put them at the very bottom because then they may not be readable. So this is how you control where you put the captions. So right now we have this file ready, and when you export it or when you're rendering the file, you can choose to add captions or to discard captions. So just go ahead and press Ctrl M. And we're gonna go to the export settings screen. As you can see, this is gonna be our export. And if we go to the captions here, you can choose whether you want to burn the captions into the video or you want to create a separate file for it. For example, it's going to be located in a separate file. Then you can upload this file if needed. This is very popular with movies. For example, you have a movie in one language and then you need to upload subtitles or captions for different language, and you don't want to have it burned into the movie, because once they're burnt into the movie, you cannot remove them. And if you don't need those captions, then they're going to be there forever. So if you create a separate file, then it will be easier. For those who need to use those captions, they can just upload them. This is going to be very simple to upload them. But for those who don't need them, they can just watch a regular video without having to see the subtitles. Then you can also choose to not use captions at all. This will make sure that all those captions that you have created, they're not going to be exported. So you're just basically going to export the regular video without having any subtitles at all. And the whole point of creating subtitles is going to be useless then, because you're not going to use them. So depending on what you're using it for, you can either create a separate file or you can just burn the captions into the video. And that's basically everything I wanted to show you today. So I hope this video was helpful to you. Let's go ahead and recap it real quick. So first of all, you got to go to the Windows menu, open up the Captions panel, then go to the Project panel and go to the new item, Create Captions, use Open Captions. After that, go ahead and pull that item on the timeline, go to the Captions panel, add the text to your captions, put all the captions that you need, and then during exportations, you can choose whether you want to burn them into video or you can just create a separate file with those captions so one can use them when you need them. So yeah, this is it. I hope this video wasn't too long, and I hope this video will help you become a better video editor. and learn new things. So if you like this video, please give it a like, subscribe to the channels for more interesting, helpful Adobe Premiere Pro video tutorials. And if you have any comments or questions, please drop them down in the comment section below. I'll be happy to help you. And this is it for now. I hope you have a nice day. See you soon. Bye-bye.